because yesterday I didn't. All right. So we're here today, September 30th, with Jaime Fiddler. And Jaime and I are co-chairs of the Mahatma Gandhi Canadian Foundation for World Peace. And I'm so happy and privileged to share that honor with Jaime, and to be able to get to know her through that process. And knowing her means that I have gotten to know this amazing, dedicated, thoughtful, intelligent young woman. I am going to turn it over to her now to talk a little bit about, Jaime, if you could talk about how you feel about fasting, why you decided you wanted to be part of this fast, and perhaps a little bit about your reason for fasting.
Sure. Thank you so much. And thank you for that very, very kind and generous introduction. I was really pleased to be part of the Relay Fast last year. And I think, I felt really profoundly moved by hearing how deeply people felt about those things they were fasting for, and that it just brought a deep kind of attention to those things that they were thinking more deeply about as they were fasting. So I'm pleased to be fasting again this year in the Relay Fast. Last year, I fasted for residential school awareness, and reflecting back on that time now, it's hard to believe that it was only a year ago, because there is so much more awareness about residential schools. And also, today is now a national day for truth and reconciliation. What started as Orange Shirt Day, thanks to Phyllis Webstad sharing her story, has now become a national day where we can really think more deeply about truth and reconciliation. So today, that's why I'm fasting, just to encourage us all to think more deeply about truth and reconciliation.
Thank you so much for that, Jaime. Before we go, I wonder if you might want to say a word or two about truth and reconciliation and what that means to you.
So to me, I think I'm glad that there are two parts to think about. There's truth and there's reconciliation. And so I think that education, as an educator myself, that education can play a big role in helping us to understand the truth, and that's the truth of our shared colonial history. Um, and I teach Indigenous education courses, and a lot of my students and a lot of family members and friends that I've spoken to have been really surprised at the lack of education that there has been in this area, and many people feel quite saddened to know more about our history. And so I think that's one part of it, is thinking deeply about that truth, understanding the history that we share, and knowing that developing that understanding is going to mean learning things that are certainly uncomfortable and very sad and heartbreaking, but that's a healing journey. Like, once we can sit together in truth, then we can start the reconciliation part. So and reconciliation to me is really, really hopeful. Like, I really am looking forward to the shared future that we can create when we're coming together more truthfully in community.
Thank you so much, Jaime. That was wonderful.